And who do we have with us today?
Miss Tina.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Tina.
Well, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I've been in St. Louis for about 6 weeks.
Tell us about your upbringing in Cincinnati. What kind of household did you come from?
I had good parents, honorable student. I played in the orchestra. I played in the marching band.
What schools did you go to?
Williamsburg, Ohio. This was in the country outside of Cincinnati.
Did you graduate?
No, I did not, but I did get my GED.
Where did life take you after you got your GED? What did you do then?
I got married. We had our own business, heating and air.
What kind of business did you guys have?
Heating and air conditioning, remodeling, home renovations.
How long did you have that business?
The 15 years we was together, and he had probably an additional 15 before we got together.
You guys still married?
No divorce.
Did you have kids?
4.
Okay. What's your relationship like with your kids?
Distant now. I lost one. Lost her to heroin, and it just ripped the family apart.
So how's things been going since then? What has life been going in?
It is.
How's life been going since you lost your baby?
Very hard. I'm sorry.
What would you say that we need to do about this epidemic that we're experiencing these days with all these toxic substances? What would you say needs to be done?
Love, compassion, understanding why they do that. When they watch each other going crazy, doing flippy-doodle and stuff, care about them. Somebody stop caring about them, because it's going to take a lot of Indians in a village, and when there's too many chiefs, nothing makes sense.
So would you say that we don't have enough love out here?
I definitely have a very big lack of.
When did you say that we stopped having love out here? When did you notice?
Well, I've never really seen too much love here in St. Louis. I have with some people, and they've been ever so kind. And that's what gives me the strength to keep me going when I feel like giving up. And just 6 short weeks.
What brought you to St. Louis from Cincinnati?
Oh, well, I'm from Springfield. And I was in Springfield, and I've been going through a lot. So I thought I'd come down here, and I went into a homeless shelter, which is crap. I mean, they're not helping me. Tell me, wait till tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. So,
what would you say that needs to be done with the homeless shelter so they can provide more help, in your opinion? What would you say they should do different?
The community to go out and take some of the people that you have at the shelter with you, and let people meet them, and have groups on the streets where the community come together. Because not everybody's, they've got homeless because of a fault of their own. But you don't push a good man down. We're all good men. Just need a little help getting up. And I don't understand why. What people are lacking inside themselves, that they don't care. That's what scares me the most. Worries the shit out of me. Excuse my language. Worries the shit out of me.
How's your experience been since you've been in St. Louis? And how long have you been here?
Oh, it's been horrifying. Horrifying.
What's been horrifying about it?
Well, I've been attacked a couple times. Once at a bus stop. Said white people. I'm on the bus. I'm not totally white, I'm Indian. It doesn't matter what color my skin is.
So they said because you were white, you couldn't be on the bus?
Yeah. And I went through that in Cincinnati. One side of the street was for white, the other one was for black. I said, I don't care. What you walk on the side, so can I. So what I'm going to teach right here, and I don't care if you stand there or not. And I had a big black buddy said, you touch me. And the guy seems to back. Yeah, about bad Leroy Brown, they just had in their face. You better not hurt her.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So, was that the only horrifying experience that you had in St. Louis, or that was the first one?
The first one. I mean, they get on these drugs, and because of the lack of communication, the lack of care, the people are getting worse and worse. What is it, fentanyl they're putting in it and shit? And they're acting all goofy and crazy, and they're losing their lives, and we're letting it happen. I mean, I can be friends with people and have understanding, and I do have compassion. But when you go to attack me, rob me, and stuff, that's not simply not okay for anyone. I don't care if you're starving to death. Man, what's wrong with going and tells me, man, I'm starving to death, I'm just hungry.
What do you think needs to be done in St. Louis about the epidemic?
Well, they have to want to do it on their own. They need positive people that do not judge them. You cannot judge. If you walk a mile in someone's moccasins, you don't judge them. I don't care if you think they're the biggest asshole ever. You don't judge. You walk a mile in their moccasins, you might be an asshole too.
How do you keep your head together out here? How do you keep from going crazy out here?
I pray.
So,
I'm close to the board.
So what's the plan moving forward, being out here?
I have to get 13 months of my money coming to me, and then I can get into an employment. It's easy. I got them helping me up at Daily Bread. They will help get me into a shelter. I was out here on the streets last night. I'll be on the streets until they can get me in a place.
When did they say they were going to help you get in a place?
I don't have a phone, so but I do have an emergency contact.
Are the shelters full, or why can't you go to the shelter?
No, I'm ridiculed because I'm all honky. I'm so sick of hearing white honky. I would love to hear cracker.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt,
but I'm hungry.
You mentioned the shelters. I know a lot about them. They're hard to get into, and they're overcrowded, and they have a lot of petty rules, you know. It makes it hard. You know, they got curfews and things. I mean, I get it, but if you don't make the curfew, you get kicked out.
What's the curfew, right, Mr. John?
Huh?
What's the curfew?
9 o'clock usually. Biddle's got a 9 o'clock one. Tiny Homes over on Jefferson, he's got a 9 o'clock curfew. 3 times if you're 2 minutes, I mean, because the buses run bad. And we're getting back on a bus. I'm coming from the south side. I got kicked out because 3 different times the buses got me. One's a big tornado out there. I was just like, I'm not the only one. A lot of other people, girls too, because it's men and women who live there. They got kicked out just because of that curfew thing. And the city runs it, and they do a very good job.
What do you think should be done about that, Mr. John?
I think they should adjust the curfew. I think 9 o'clock's a little, like midnight, you know, a later curfew, midnight.
But isn't the cutout time 6?
No, you can't leave till 7 in the morning, unless you got a job. I tried to leave at 6 one morning, and they said, nope, you got to wait till 7. I was like, okay. I just wanted to catch the bus and make it to because I have friends. My daughter used to live on Morganport, And I used to go over there and visit with her. And they said I had to come in there. I couldn't. Sometimes I go there and want to stay the night because she had an extra bedroom. They said you can do that one time. After I'm like, what? I mean, I might want to go over there and stay the whole weekend with her.
So it's a lot of strict rules.
Yeah. Watch the Disney Channel because she had cable. She had dogs. I kind of helped her a lot because she had a boyfriend named James who was a real good friend of mine. He died of fentanyl. He overdosed right next to her. She didn't do the drug. She was trying to get him off of it. And I didn't know he was that hard. I didn't know that. 'Cause I knew him, but she met him through me. He was a really good guy. Well, when I had my farm down there on the cotton
needed help up.
depot, we had 20 chickens, had a chicken coop built. Tony was my girlfriend at the time, and she knew chicken. And we had a big garden, tomatoes, bell peppers, you know, and I built it. I took bricks, and I built an oven to dig, because there's a lot of clay down there. Dig a deep hole. I found sheet metal and great, and I layered it, so I had the fire underneath, had the oven in between, and then I put bricks and clay over the whole thing. We could cook pizza in there. We could
A brick oven.
Bread. Tony used to bake bread in there. It was amazing what we did. It was like Little House on the Prairie or something, you know? No, it was like survival to the max, but it was great.
This is not Little House on the Prairie.
No, but
What do you think need to be done out here, Mr. John, to make it better for people who are kind of in and out? And
well, you got different levels, different kinds of people. You have different ages. You have a lot of elderly people out here like us, and you've got
you're not elderly, Mr. John. You're a young guy.
There's a lot of drug use out here, and I don't blame them because it's the demon, because they have a lot of pain. They've been hurt, and they do the drugs to escape the pain. That's why we drink. That's why we smoke weed. They depend on ice, you know, and they get hooked on it. They're not criminals. Don't put them in jail. Just get them cured or something. But it's hard because they have a lot of mental problems. We all do.
Self-medication.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to be on meds, and I don't take meds. I drink beer.
So how do you cope out here, Mr. John?
In my mind, I'm a survivalist. I mean, I'm getting old, but I've been out in the outdoors.
Does your military training help you?
Oh yeah, but I had my Boy Scout training. My dad knew how to live. We went camping a lot. No, we camped out.
Yeah.
I used to sleep in the backyard all the time. I pitched a tent back. Mom would bring me Pop-Tarts for breakfast. And I'd be sleeping in the backyard. I said, no, I like it out here, under the stars. I grew up with a little record player, battery powered. I had a whole set of 45s. You know what was on? All Beatles songs. And Motown. Yeah.
How old are you, Mr. John?
70.
You're a young 70.
I just turned 70.
Wow.
May 15th. I did.
Yeah, he's around pretty good.
He gets around, you blink, he's on one corner. You blink, he's on another corner. Mr. John is all over. Mr. John all over the place.
They call me the ghost sometimes.
Yes.
'Cause I'll be in that wheelchair and then all of a sudden
You ain't in
around
it.
a corner
Yes.
and gone.
Yes.
But I do no evil. I don't steal. I don't like people stealing for homeless people, but they do it to each other, and that's
I
not
don't like
right.
people who steal, period. You don't have to steal.
Well,
What do you see that could happen out here that could be a little bit better? Like what could be put in place to make it better or more comfortable for the...
let people live places and not, land like this. If they want to live out, because I like the tent city is a good thing.
Yeah. They keep moving Tent City though, right?
I know that's not. It's happened so much.
They don't move.
It depends on who the
this
mayor
over
is.
here.
When we had that Hillary White bitch in there, blonde hair, she wouldn't run for it because nobody was going to vote for her. And I had a sign. I said, "This town needs a black mayor and a black commissioner," and we got one. Got a good mayor and a city commissioner because the cops changed.
What has been changing with the new...
They don't pick on the homeless like they used to. South Side's still bad because that's where all the rich white people live. But North Side, I like the North Side.
Might call a couple pig when he's not being a pig.
South Side is totally different from North Side.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they trying to push them all to the North Side.
The parks, they got beautiful parks, but you can't go in there
No.
if you're homeless. They're like, oh, you scare the kids. It's not the kids, it's the parents. The kids ain't afraid of you. Listen, beautiful park. Dog park. I mean,
Where are you originally from, Mr. John?
Well, that's complicated. I'm a military brat. I was born in Alaska. That's kind of weird. Okay, Mom was pregnant with me, and the snow was like 2 stories tall up in Alaska, Anchorage. And Dad had to go TDY in Air Force. He had to fly. He was gone for a whole year flying, you know. He wasn't a pilot, but he was a cargo master and a mechanic on a big cargo plane. And this was during Vietnam and Korea. My dad started out in Korea, and then he ended up in Vietnam. Anyway, he was a senior master sergeant, 20 years in the Air Force. Very proud of him. And he was real proud of his boys, too. I did ROTC in college. I did 1 year, I graduated high school, went to Nam for a year at the very end of it, in 72. And then I went to college.
How long were you in the military, Mr. John?
30 years.
You were Army?
Army. My brother, too. I retired a major. My brother retired a colonel. He went to West Point. He was a smart boy. I made grades, you know, but it was good. I went airborne. I was in the Army Special Forces, 7th group. My brother was 3rd Armor. We were stationed together at Fort Hood, Texas for a while. And Edwards Air Force Base with my dad for 4 years. I was in Kadena, Naha, Okinawa, 4 years there too, but that was with my dad when he was airborne. So I learned Japanese. I think I'm going Japanese. I really think so. I love that stuff.
How was the treatment when you came back from Vietnam, Mr. John? How did America treat you? How did they embrace
Little
you?
hippies showed up at the airports throwing bags of poop on you. Wow. Calling you baby killer. And now what do they say? Thank you for your service. I know. It's really weird. Oh, my dad. You know, when you come back from Nam, you don't want to wear your uniform because all the hippies, it's just the way it was. You're like they're calling you baby killer. I said, I never kill no babies. I say babies.
Don't they have shelters for ex-military?
Yeah.
What about those?
They wanted to stick me in a nursing home. They already did that for a while. It's just like being at curfews and everything. Couldn't smoke. Food was good. The old ladies in there, they wanted to be. I know, I said, I'm not ready for this. I don't want a girlfriend. She's my friend.
Yeah.
I was married with her a long time ago.
How long were you married, Mr. John?
15 years. Okay, we met in college.
That's the same amount of years I was.
Karen Llewellyn.
Wow, where'd that come
She's from Chicago. I married a rich girl. Her grandfather, her uncle, and her dad ran the Llewellyn Architecture Company. They built most of the churches and the schools up there. They got their name everywhere. And I met her at KU, college. And we started dating. And we ended up getting... She was a computer programmer, worked with General Dynamics. You know what General Dynamics does? They make weapons for the military. And what do? I use the weapons. I mean, night vision, the Stingers, the Blackhawks, the Tridents. Oh gosh, you can name everything. Even the small guns. I was good with them. And it was kind of cool because we both... But she traveled a lot too. They sent her... She was training F-16 pilots down at Carswell Air Force Base to use the technology that she created. You know, she was a programmer. I mean, she was pretty good. You give her a video game and she'll master it in 2 minutes. Yeah, she took pinball and made a map out of it. I remember the 2600, you know. Yeah, it was cool. Sorry. But no, she was cool. When we got divorced, we didn't have any kids. It wasn't a bad divorce. It was just a separation, property. She had to go her way because I was always being shipped overseas. I wanted to make her career, and she was always traveling because, you know, she had to go to San Diego, Philadelphia, New York, you know, Chicago, she was all over the States.
Is that why you guys couldn't stay together?
Yeah, because of the separation.
It was almost like a long distance situation.
Yeah, it was. And then we started having little affairs, you know. I mean, we loved each other, you know what I mean? We started doing that. But I never, I didn't, there wasn't a question for me. It was just, we knew, love the one you're with.
Is it any way for you to be contacting Mr. John if people want to reach out and share resources with you?
I don't want him to. I'm in hiding. I'm a ghost. I like living out here.
Can you be reached? How can you be reached?
I'll be around John till I figure something
You can always
out.
find me in my neighborhood.
Yes, I already know where to
Call it
find
my
you.
triangle.
Yes, I already know where you're at, Mr.
I
John.
live in the woods.
For the longest I thought you stayed over there. I used to
did
see
for
you
a
right,
while,
and
I had to get out of there.
they was kind of closing in on
Yeah,
you. I know.
too many drugs.
I knew that wasn't gonna last long because
The
you're
only
not
thing it was
about
good
that.
for was it kept me dry, but I got a place over here. This is more my style. I live alone.
Yeah.
She comes and stays with me once in a while. I look out for her. We go down to the Palo Yard on Thursdays, get food and things, and people down there. I have other outreach groups that know me. They know where to find me. Reverend Ray and Larry Rice, man, they've known me everywhere out here. And then Don, he does missionary work.
Mhm.
He goes to Africa. He wants me to go. I said, I don't think the government's going to let me in there
Why not?
because of my background.
Okay.
They'd be like, nah, because they're going to think I'm a mercenary, you know. I'm a
They
paid.
think you coming over there on some.
Yeah, come over here and start some bullshit. It's good. For all I know, I may be on a no-fly list. You know, I'm not a terrorist, but they're going to, you know. I like trains or buses. I prefer it. Oh man, I remember the coolest train ride I ever took in my life. We went from Bakersfield, California, one summer to go visit my grandparents in Abilene, Kansas.
Yes,
right?
sir.
My dad had to drive later because, you know, he's in the airport. Mom, me, and my brother get on this train, Amtrak. It's got you know the car where they feed you underneath, and then it's got the bubble on the top. Big, you can sit up there and it's like a dome. Oh, I said, I want to get a bus. And we had sleeper cars in there. Mom, she wanted, because food was expensive, she packed up a big old one. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, Twinkies, root beer, chips. I mean, it was the bomb. I used to be a peanut butter and jelly Twinkie banana freak. I make a mean peanut butter and jelly marshmallow banana sandwich. Take that marshmallow spread, peanut butter and butter, and you put banana slices in there. Oh, and root beer. I love root beer. Hot dog that you've never had. It's called outdoor survival cooking. I know how to make things.
What would you introduce in America, Mr. John, to make it more compassionate towards people who are dealing with unhoused and...
First of all, get a good president. And this 4-year shit, nah. Elect him, give him 10 years, you know. 4 years, 2 terms. Obama, he was a good president. Clinton actually was pretty good until it got messy. Hillary was it. Nixon was a good president. Reagan was a good president.
Who was the best president in your opinion?
Oh God.
John
in my
F.
lifetime?
Kennedy.
Who?
John F. Kennedy.
Why would you say? Why you say
Oh
that?
no, John F. Kennedy.
Because
He did not
he
want to go to
tried-
Vietnam. LBJ did that.
And what did Vietnam solve?
I know who killed him. It
What
wasn't
did
Oswald.
Vietnam solve?
No, it wasn't Oswald.
They
It
were
was all
putting
fucking
up their
government.
children.
Why did they want to kill him? Because he was against...
Because they wanted Lyndon B. Johnson. Because at that time, the Pentagon was still full of old school soldiers. They wanted crew cuts, glasses, business suits. They were all generals, and they wanted to go to war. You know, Korea, Vietnam.
Kennedy didn't want to go to war.
No, he did not.
He was against the
When we
war.
were in Vietnam, he only sent advisors over there and wanted to help the people. You know, he didn't want to take Vietnam's a beautiful country. We're at peace with them now. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm on a roll.
I know. But
No,
I get
I have a degree in history, and military history is really important.
You have a degree in history?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Well, I got a historical research degree in philosophy.
Wow.
It took me 6 years to get it. but it was worth it.
How do you steer clear of the drugs and stuff out here?
Sorry?
How do you steer clear of the drugs, and how do you remain kind of like just...
What was it, Ronald Reagan, Nancy Reagan? Just say no.
Because I'm sure they come at you every day.
No, look.
They do. They do.
I can't lie. I have experienced drugs.
No, I don't.
I've smoked
do
meth. Made me crazy. I haven't touched it in 2 years. I've never done fentanyl. I've done acid. Dropped that. Oh God, I used to smoke weed like crazy. I used to drink a lot more beer than I do now. That I cut back on it. I just decided that beer and tobacco, it's not illegal. I can go to the store and buy it. Remember the days where you had to go find a dealer just to get your nick? Oh, it's all dried up, and you're like, Jones, it's for a joint. I used to buy quarter pounds.
Yes, I do remember that.
You know.
How much was the quarter pound back then?
Back then it was like $200. Now, I don't know. But the weed's not like it used to be. It's off the chain. Of course, you can go to a store and buy it now.
Expensive.
You know the biggest shock for me? 21st century. I come back to the States and I'm like, where are the flying cars? But cell phones, internet, I mean, TV don't even, flat screen TV. I like, remember the big box TV and cable and the pagers, you know, and what is it, digital phones, you know, landlines. They don't have that shit no more. Cassette, I mean, Walkmans. I miss Walkmans. You know, battery powered with earphones and cassettes. Oh God. Now they got DVDs and CDs. Bluetooth. Like God. And you got to charge the shit all the time. I said, no, I like to buy some batteries. Just plug it into an outlet. Oh man, I had answering machines. Remember those? Oh, I had all that shit, but I miss it. I like it.
Yeah, it's like we have electricity.
45s. You don't even have vinyl anymore. My grandfather had a big collection of Jimmy Dorsey and Glenn Miller. My mom had, her favorite was Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck. She had a whole collection. I used to listen to that growing up. My dad liked country. You know that Sundance in the, you know that movie, Raindrops Keep Falling on. Came from that. My dad had the whole soundtrack to that. That was his favorite.
I am the soundtrack. I sing the whole
My dad was
song.
cool. Johnny Cash, that's the man.
No, I met his wife. I met them in person in Clearwater, Florida.
If you could go back in time and change anything, knowing what you know today, what would you change?
Our government. Our government is not for the United States of America. It's for every other country. They're
Nixon
coming
should
and
have fired J. Edgar Hoover. He had the chance, but he put him back. J. Edgar Hoover begged for his job. Well, Nixon said, I'm not a criminal. They kept him in there. But J. Edgar Hoover finally died. He had the FBI going, but he ran it really. He was real racist, too. Yeah, he was. You know how you knew an FBI man? Because he had white socks. He had a strict dress code. I said, man. You know who I thought was the coolest? Malcolm X. When they showed up, dressed, you know, in their suits, sunglasses, they scared the shit out of everybody. They said, damn big guy. No, it was, I said, man, that is so fucking cool. Denzel Washington did a really good job in that movie. And another one, Martin Luther King was a great man. In peace. And everybody was scared of him too. Because he organized. Go ahead, smoke it. I got it. Hey, look what we got. The can people, brand new. I've been eating this. It's a can opener.
Everybody was giving away up
They're trying to
If
get
there's anything that anybody wants to say in closing, as we leaving out, you can say it right now.
It's
don't like
lovely
talking
meeting you, and I'm so glad that someone cared about the community and how we survive.
I want another.
You don't judge the flower and how it blooms in the community. Sometimes you have to blame the community. All right? Now,
We appreciate you, Miss Tina.
And with the Lord's blessing, God bless us all. And love us, everyone, as we love each other, as the good Lord intended.
You know something I like?
Thank you, Miss Tina.
I like to do out here? I like to watch people. 'Cause I know a lot. I observe a lot of homeless people. I don't interfere with them, but I know where they live. Cabins over here. I know how they are. People like all over.
How they are, how they want to be.
I even know a lot of them on the south side. There's a lot of people that do meth over there. White people. Bad, but what it is. Meth is really bad.
Because they're cutting shit.
You know what's really weird? Is you can walk into a store and buy bubbles, you know? They even have a vehicle that gives out points and bubbles and condoms. I get them. I don't use them. I just give them away to people. But they're there. They sell a bubble for $5 over here, and they'll come up and give you one for free. I know. It's crazy.
Anybody you want to say anything to, Mr. John, closing out?
Oh, God, I don't know.
I know you're hiding out. You're the ghost.
I'm glad for the people I got off the streets. I got a few of them off.
We appreciate that.
I got Tony out of here.
Mm-hmm.
She was homeless. Cutest little homeless girl out here. Everybody was trying to mess with her. She drank too much vodka. I'm pretty sure people got her when she was drunk. But I got her off the street. She had pneumonia, pancreatitis, and what do you call it? Something of the liver.
Cirrhosis of the liver?
Yes. Got her into a rehab place. I had to literally throw my cane down and carry her to an ambulance. Two ladies, they couldn't get the structure in where we were at. So I just picked her up and carried her and sent her to the hospital.
So you out here helping people, Mr. Johnny.
I tried. I'm no hero. I just try to advise. I try to tell them where to go get resources, where to find food.
Do you have any advice on anybody thinking about coming out on the streets? Could you?
Don't come out on the streets. If you got a home and you can afford, you know, don't do drugs because that's going to eat up your money. If you got a house, apartment, pay your rent, take care of your car, keep the maintenance up, you know, make your car payments, keep a job, be responsible, you know, keep your pantry full of food. And even if you're poor, there's still resources. Just because you have an apartment and you can pay your rent and a car doesn't mean you've got money. You know, people are poor. There's all Section 8 housing out here. You know, all over the place out here. People don't have money. They live in apartments because the government's helping them. They got a lot of kids. Most of them don't even have a dad.
I know.
Oh man, it's your mom. These guys are cool.
I love them all.
No, they really are.
Girlfriend and being
They've given
so
me money
cute.
before. I didn't even ask. I said, "You got a cigarette?" He goes, "No, I don't smoke." And he come back here and he gave me $8. Another guy pulled up in a record. He hands me a 20. I'm like, I'm not even out here begging for money, but I'm grateful to get it. A $20 bill lasts me like 2 days. Oh.
We appreciate you guys taking time out with us, and we thank you for everything. Thank
Caught
you.
me in a good time.
Yes.
If it weren't for her, I don't think I'd be here talking.
I already know, Mr. Johnny. I already know. How many times have we talked in the past?
What they just say in the store? It says, good, he
She
found
is
a
a very
friend.
pretty woman.
Yes.
Her eyes are beautiful.
Yes.
I know.
Oh,
No, she's a great couple.
don't make me mad.
We thank you.
Don't scare
Thank you
me.
for both. Thank you both. Thank you so
might
much.
Get pepper spray. You might get whooped. But look.